Hey guys, thank you for joining me today in Godspot. So good to be with you. Thank you to those who are subscribing to my channel on YouTube, Facebook or LinkedIn, and hopefully you're getting those videos every Friday and they speak into situations and may help you sharpen your leadership skills. So today, I want to talk about conviction-driven leadership. I think this is really important in our day and age. In Luke chapter 19, verse 10, Jesus said that he came to seek and to save the lost. Now, Jesus is the clearest example of a conviction-driven leader that we can find in history. We know with Jesus, he wasn't driven by crowds, he wasn't driven by fear, and he certainly wasn't driven by politics, but he was driven by truth and obedience to the Father, which is really important to understand. You see, becoming a conviction-driven leader isn't about being strong-willed, as some would imagine. It's about being deeply anchored in what you believe and the principles that rule your life. So how do we do this? Well, number one, clarify what you truly believe. You see, convictions aren't preferences, as some people would think. They are beliefs that you're willing to suffer for. I mean, you understand there's going to be a price. You've got to ask yourself, what values are non-negotiable for me? That's a good question. What would I stand alone for? Or what would I refuse to compromise even if it costs me? And very quickly you understand what your convictions are. You see, conviction begins with clarity, and you need that clarity to be a conviction-driven leader. Number two, anchor identity before assignment. This is really important because if your identity is built on applause or your following on social media, well, you're going to adjust your message all the time. Conviction-driven leaders are not like this. They know who they are, they know whose they are, and they know why they lead. You see, knowing your identity always precedes having influence on those around you. Number three, developing inner strength in private. Public courage is built in private discipline. This is physical, spiritual, and mental, that you just take the time out to develop yourself and you are consistently disciplining your life. You see, conviction is strengthened as you do these things. As you commit yourself to them, it will really, really help you. So the next thing we need to consider about being a conviction-driven leader is separate conviction from emotion. This is number four. Conviction is steady, where emotion is reactive. It's unreliable. A conviction-driven leader listens before responding, slows down under pressure, speaks with clarity, not heat, and has strong convictions that do not require harsh tones. Really important. Number five, count the cost. You've got to count the cost. Conviction is going to cost you something. It can cost you popularity. It can cost you comfort. And sometimes it can cost you your position or your role. But you got to stand by it regardless of the cost, because you are conviction driven. Conviction without cost is simply preference. So ask yourself, am I prepared for the consequences of standing firm on what my convictions are? Number six, build courage through small decisions. This is something you can do every single day. You don't get courage suddenly when you're in the midst of a crisis. You get it by the small decisions that build up your confidence. It happens by you telling the truth in the small matters. Keeping your word. I think that's really important. Saying no when you're being pressured to say yes. Standing up respectfully in meetings. So courage will compound in your life. Number seven, lastly, lead with love, not with stubbornness. Stubbornness is not being a leader of conviction. Conviction without humility becomes very rigid. And one thing we know about Jesus, he was absolute in his convictions, yet he was full of grace and compassion for other people. Yes, he would confront hypocrisy, but at the same time, he'd weep over those who were lost. So conviction-driven leadership says these words, I will not move from truth, but I will treat you with dignity. Hope this really helps you today. If it does, hit the like button, share it with someone else, and thanks for listening.